Greetings, followers. I'm Cam Marie. This is 38 Cam 55. Back again. This is now March. I just got done celebrating my birthday with some friends, and each month I'm going to share 3 videos. This is on the last podcast that I shared. I said that I would be bringing you the painting entitled Life. This is actually entitled Life 2. So there was a Life 1, but it was called Life. And it was based upon a dream that I had when I was about 5 or 6 years old. I had fallen and cracked my head on some concrete and had possibly a concussion. My parents had an activity that it was very important they had to go. My older brother was babysitting, and he said that he would keep an eye on me. And that was back in the day that you didn't really rush to the hospital. So he sat with me, and I just remember I was kind of fading in and out. He was trying to make sure that I didn't go to sleep, and but I was kind of like dreaming in and out, and I was dreaming that I was climbing a mountain and my legs felt like real thick and round like elephant legs, and I was trying to walk up a mountain, and then all of a sudden my legs would go back to stick legs, and my stick arms turned into like elephant arms. And I still to this day remember that thickness feeling. It was just such a strange feeling. But obviously my fever broke, and kudos to my brother. Um, so, it was like a very vivid dream, and it was pretty much these colors. When I did Life, the first painting, it was for a university that I had attended. My parents really didn't want to send me to art school because they felt like it wasn't really a future in it. I wasn't really sure, and this is like when you're growing up, you're not really sure about who you want to be, what you want to be, where you're going to go, how you're going to do it. I just knew that I liked to paint. I had talent. I enjoyed painting and drawing, and I can draw realistic objects. I can, make things look, real. But I'm also very creative, so I can draw more than just stick figures. This was really conveying the dream that I had. And when I was attending this college, it was to be a legal secretary, which I did not know how to type. Didn't want to be a secretary. I wanted to be an artist. But to appease my parents, I said I would try it. And in one of the classes, it was a math class, the teacher was asking each one of us, to tell us a little bit about ourselves. And, of course, I said, well, I want to be an artist. I don't really want to do this. I don't even know how to type. I know how to paint. And so the art teacher was very intrigued, and she said, we just opened this new building. This university's been around for a while, but all the hallways are pretty bare. Would you be interested in drawing some drawings or painting some paintings to put in the hallway, and maybe we could pay you? And I was like, oh yeah, of course I could do that. So I thought, yeah, I could do this about my dream, because this is so significant. Like life, you struggle. There's, you're walking uphill, and sometimes it's easier than others, but usually it's very difficult, especially when you're younger. And then, of course, when you get older, it becomes difficult again. But I did Life 1 and gave it to the university. I did some other paintings. And then I decided then and there that this is what I want to be. Either I want to be an art teacher, I'm going to go to school to get my art degree, and, go from there. Of course, life changes. So there's always, a struggle in life. You're constantly trying to get ahead. And, sometimes it's easier for others than some. Um, so anyway, I did that painting for the university, went on, and I had also had a bicycle accident when I was in high school, and I used to cross country, and it was a 3-speed English bike, and I encountered some rocks and 2x4 on a broken bridge, and of course I went flying across the bridge. My bike didn't go over. I flew over, was knocked out, ended up in the hospital for a couple weeks, and I think I had maybe some injuries from that, but after that I had severe migraines, and probably for about 50 years until it never showed up in an MRI. But when I happened to be working in ophthalmology and I was away for the weekend for something else, we were giving a dedication to the people during 9/11, and it was very emotional because we had a friend that we lost, and we had some family members involved. They survived, but that was a pretty tragic thing for a lot of people, and a lot of people knew someone or had someone very close that they lost. But anyway, I started sort of tearing up, thinking about everything that had happened. It was a very horrific time. And I was trying to hold back my tears because we were sitting there at a dinner table, and I had a migraine at the time, and, holding back my tears, and all of a sudden just fluid just started coming out of my eyes and my nose, and my migraine went away. So that next day, I was back to work, and I asked one of the ophthalmologist, about it. And so we did an MRI, and come to find out, apparently all this time, I had a pituitary adenoma, and apparently it had burst at this dinner event, and I don't have migraines anymore. So all this time, that's what it was. But I had joined a group for people with pituitary adenomas, and it's a good way to discuss issues and get advice, or like a way to not feel all alone. So there are lots of things on social network now that are groups like that. So if you ever have a condition or whatever, you can look that up, and then it's good to have a support group to discuss things, so you don't feel like you're in it all by yourself. But anyway, we were discussing different things, and I had told him my situation, and I said, and I had done this painting, and I said, it was so vivid, and that I was very young, but I'm wondering if maybe when I hit my head on concrete at 5 or 6, that's when that adenoma began. And so I don't know if it was from that or from when I had my bicycle accident. But anyway, some of the people said, "Oh, I'd love to see that painting." So I said, "Well, I don't have it anymore. The university has it. It's probably been thrown away, but that was many years ago, but I can try to recreate it." So that's why this is Life 2. I recreated the dream that I had back in the late 50s, early 60s, and I did that life painting in about 1974. So of course I redid this one probably about 6 years ago to recreate it for this group. So that's why this is called Life 2. So anyway, thanks for joining me. I'm gonna talk a little bit about life to relate it to this painting. And I'm certainly happy to have all of you join again. And this is 38 Cam 55. I'm Cam Marie.